What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Today I would like to discuss something about the market at the shorter time frame, because we went down to 15.7k, something like that, and the bears have some fuel to scream for more 10k. And I would like to take a look like, okay, is that going to happen? But in the meantime, I think we are possibly up for a pretty decent relief rally, and I'm gonna show you a couple of reasons why I think we are. And the last relief rally we had, you know, you could have 3x your portfolio in a small relief rally. So we're going to take a look what the possibilities are maybe right now. In the meantime, if you have subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm here every single day. I wanted to drop another video today, but that video, and that's a video about my investments, my strategy for this bear market, I will be dropping that tomorrow, I think. For now, I really would like to discuss the market, because I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about Bitcoin going way lower. And at the longer time frame, I'm not talking about that right now. So we will come back to that. But I want to talk about the slightly shorter time frame. I'm not talking about tomorrow, but, you know, the coming, well, maybe the rest of the year, basically, is what I want to cover right here. And why do I say we might have a nice relief rally right here? Well, there are a couple of signs that show me, like, yeah, if the FTX drama didn't happen, I think we were already sitting at 25k right now. I think that's basically the only thing that's holding us back. So let's come back to that. And what's kind of funny is that people, they really still aim for that 10k, right? Like, there's a lot of blood, and that's the expectation. And whether that, you know, will happen or not, like, I have my backlight red right now. As soon as the market turns green, I will go with it. For now, it's just red days in the streets. But, you know, if you look on Twitter, the most OGs out there, they talk about the fact that FTX was one of the biggest disasters in crypto ever. It is the biggest exchange. It has a lot of funds right there. And it also shows, like, shit, you cannot really trust anybody in this market, right? So guys, please, not your keys, not your coins. Get a ledger, get a Trezor, get a whatever. Put it on there. Really, don't put it all on one exchange. If you have all, even about Binance, I don't care what it is. Don't put it all in one exchange, because if something happens, nobody expected this to happen with FTX. Well, if you had all your funds there, you are in deep shit right now. And that's really not what you want. So expect the unexpected, please. But really, the OGs out there, they talk about the fact that this is one of the biggest disasters ever in crypto, and that this might take years to recover, right? And what I'm thinking is, like, okay, if we look at the chart for Bitcoin, right, we had the June low, which was at 17.6, and we now had the low, as far for now, of course, at 15.6, right? So that's 2k below it. So, and that's, and you know, around 11%. So let's round it up, let's say 10%. I am a little bit like, if even this type of disaster in the crypto market won't do it nearly enough to put Bitcoin at 10k, then what needs to happen? Like, we can go to 10k, we can go below 10k, it's all possible. But if it has to be not because of the macro or something like that, but in just like a certain a crash like this, I think that might only happen if Binance fails or something like that. Something huge, because, you know, we're not nearly at 10k right now, not nearly at 10k, right? So that's just what I wanted to point out. Relief rally. Yeah, I feel, and I can be wrong about it, but I just want to keep the opportunity open that this is actually possible, that we might get a very good relief rally. What happened when we went into the June lows, right? We were at 17.6, like I said. We stayed there for not too long, though. That's the difference. Like, we stayed there for maybe 2 days, and then we kind of restored to the, you know, the usual range, basically. We are here for the third day for now, and it doesn't mean like, oh, no, now it's not 2 days, so this time it's not going to happen. We can get back up right there. The magic level here is like, well, at least around 18,300, give or take. I think that if we reclaim that level, yeah, then it's ranging easily towards 21K again. And why do I think that this could happen? Well, there are a couple of indicators, like, you know, the daily stochastic RSI is totally overbought right now, and or oversold right now, and it just crossed and it's on its way back up. That's not the biggest reason, but it's an extra thing for me to put it like, look, if it was still high, I was a little more like, oh shit, there might be some more short-term downside to come. For now, I don't feel like that, you know, I don't know. But the main thing are the stocks and the DXY. So the CPI data came in 0.2 points lower than expected, and that was really good for the market. Like, the inflation is now a little lower, and everybody responded pretty good to that. It wasn't like very big, but it was better than expected, right? And in a bear market, everything a little bit better than expected already has a very positive effect. What I would like to mention is this right here. This is looking so damn good for well, stocks, for you know, risk on assets, for crypto. This is really looking good. So this is the DXY, and this is the dollar currency index, right? And it's very short-sighted to put it like this, but basically, the higher this goes, the worse it is for crypto and for stocks. The lower it goes, the better it is for crypto and stocks. That's basically it. Since around, well, May 21, we have been making higher highs and higher lows. Low, higher 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 low, and yeah, higher low. For the highs goes the same. What did we do right now? We made a very clear lower high, right? A very clear lower high. Even if this turns to be out of fake out, I don't expect that to happen in the next 2 days, but you know, this is the last low around, like, well, it was a fake out, but let's say 110. Well, I don't expect this to get up there, to be completely honest. This is a very beautiful higher low, and we already made a lower low here, by the way, so whatever. Right, so that's just really looking good in my opinion. If we take a look at the monthly chart, what I expect for this for now to happen is, oh wait, let me put it back at the weekly, because this was the trend it was following. Well, this is obviously broken here, right? We obviously broke down right here, and then there's this trend as well, and this is of course a slightly different trend right here, and we are not nearly there yet, but it makes a lot of sense for me that we will get around this area, because we not only have this level right here as support, this diagonal level, but also this green bar that I put in right here. If we put it on the monthly chart, you can see it even better. We had a lot of stuff going on right here, right? We had a lot of resistance and support, well, mainly resistance in this area right here. And this is basically the biggest area to come down to. And it looks like it's on its way down. And I feel like, yes, we might see some trouble along the way, because we also had resistance here, which is now pretty much support, right? We had a little stuff going on right here, so there is a lot of stuff going on right there, right? But I feel like in the next months, maybe this could get here, and that is very bullish for crypto. And you'll see how the market responds, because this is the this is the S&P 500, right? And what did it do in the last few weeks? It did pretty well, to be honest. This was the low right here at 3,500, give or take, right? With a very obvious low right here, but it bounced pretty hard, right? The S&P 500 came up 13%. That's a lot for the S&P 500 for such a big stock, right? That's crazy, right? So if that happens with the S&P 500, usually, like, crypto and stocks are kind of correlated. Therefore, I said, if the stuff with FTX didn't happen, I think we would have already been back at $25,000. Because the DXY is finally coming down pretty hard as well. It's really going down hard. The stock market is responding very nice. It's going up and we have to see. It's sitting. Yeah, you know, it depends how you draw it exactly, but it's sitting at major resistance right now. If the stock market breaks this level, yeah, then it's going to be very okay, because I think 4,200 would be something like that, and we probably bounce first and then go there. But what's also possible is that we get rejected right here and maybe hopefully bounce at this level at 37.50 and then go up and maybe break it. This is looking bullish. This is really looking bullish. On the weekly chart, stochastic RSI is still in its subtrend. On the monthly chart, it is very oversold, and it seems like it just crossed and it's going to make its way up. So in the longer term, it's looking also very fantastic. And crypto is doing the complete opposite. So this crash right here has nothing to do with the macro, nothing at all, nothing at all. And it's quite funny though, because if I draw this line a little bit further, you'll see that we got a perfect, like we broke this trend, right? I talked about this before. We broke this trend, and now we tested it. Now we tested it as support, and it would be a very logical and understandable level for us to, you know, go back up. So yeah, any lower than I don't know. It's not necessarily looking that bad, right? So why do I say relief rally? Well, it's a possibility. Like I said, the DXY is coming down, the stock market is going up, the macro is now in the short term looking a little bit better. In the longer term, it's still not good, of course. We all know that. Don't have to tell you that. But, you know, relief rallies happen, right? Now, what happens? This crash because of FTX. Will this make crypto skip this complete relief rally, this macro relief rally? Will crypto just not participate into this? You know, will this be the moment that crypto says like, okay, now it's not time for us to be correlated? Or will it be a delayed relief rally? Honestly, I think the second might be possible. I don't know. I'm not sure. But all I know is that this FTX thing, yes, it is a big thing and it is messed up. But you must understand, in the longer term, in the big scheme of things, in a couple of years, it's all noise. It's all just noise. Like FTX is not determining the end goal for Bitcoin or anything like that. This is the same as the Luna crash. Like, it was a big crash and it affects a lot of people and it affects the complete market. But like in a year or so, is it still a reason for the market to come down? It's not like that's that. I don't want to underestimate the harm that it does. But, you know, in the big scheme of things, I think it's like a very big bump in a way, but not a obstacle or anything, not permanent, at least let me put it like that. So that's my kind of view on why I think there might be a relief rally. Like the technicals show that Bitcoin, what we used as resistance, we now perfectly used it as support, and now it's hovering at the same levels again. I'm not saying this is going to happen, or look at how perfectly it's. Oh my God! But I'm not saying this is going to happen. So don't do anything based on this information. But I definitely won't be surprised if Bitcoin in a couple of days will be back at around 21K. I'm not saying it will happen, and I'm definitely not placing any longs based on this information. At least no big longs, but I won't be surprised as well. I'll be like, okay, kind of makes sense, right? Macro looking a little bit better right now. DXY coming down, stocks going up. The technicals here, we got a perfect like support for now. Maybe we get another flash crash for some reason, but it's also with this kind of news, like people are freaking the fuck out, right? And people are selling, and you know, after a certain amount of days, I think now is already, it's too soon to call right now, but the fear, like the instant impulsive fear, the instant reaction response of people, that's already gone. That's already gone. Like now everybody is more like cautious and like, okay, what's going to happen right now? I'm not going to really buy a lot, but I'm also not really want to sell these levels. So the market's just like, calm down. But it doesn't take a lot for Bitcoin to go up, because you have to understand that, for example, That's quite funny. You have to also put it a little bit in perspective, right? Here, when the last bull run, when we were sitting at $53,000, we had a move to $63,000 in a week, right? That was in one weekly candle. We had a move of around 16%, while there was much, much, much more liquidity and money back into Bitcoin and in crypto in general back then, right? But we had a big move. I forgot what I said. 16%, right? Here as well. Probably bigger moves, right? From 38 to 949. Crazy. So yes, we've seen like a very big candle to the downside, but you know, with this less liquid market right now, and a lot of people long-term believing in crypto, willing to buy these dips because they know they cannot time the bottom, so they're just dollar costing very understandably around these levels. They feel like, yo, I want to buy this up, right? So if we get a 16% move from Bitcoin, yeah, that if it could happen when Bitcoin is at around 50, 60K, I don't see any reason why Bitcoin is now 3 to 4 times as low, why it couldn't happen. And that could easily, in 1 week, bring us back to, like I said, around that 20, 21K again, right? It's definitely a possibility. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I bought some Bitcoin. I don't know if you care. I bought some Bitcoin at, I got a decent price, 15,800. Not a lot of Bitcoin, but I bought almost the low for now. Like, that's the thing. I think you have to treat Bitcoin and altcoins a little different in these times, because there's a difference between buying at some good levels for the long term and try to catch falling knives. Like, if you go now and you buy altcoins, yeah, of course, we just had a major run for altcoins as well, because we first had a way more major crash, of course, right? So, for example, if you take a look at Solana, yeah, it's now, it was sitting at $12. If you bought there and you went to $18, great move. It was a very risky move, because it was hanging on tight support. So yeah, the support was like, okay, this is strong support. On the other hand, if it broke, yeah, Solana went shit. Like, but that didn't happen for now, right? But usually you don't want to catch falling knives with altcoins. But with Bitcoin, it's a slightly different story, because I feel like, if you know me, you know that I think that Bitcoin will go to around $200,000 in the next cycle. And then I feel like, yo, if I can get a part of my entry at 15,800 to lower my average, great, right? That's insane. And yeah, if it does go to like 10K, okay, then I'm gonna buy more. Right? Therefore, you dollar cost. Therefore, you also don't want to go all in at these levels, because that's a gamble, right? Like, and people are calling for these prices, and oh, if Bitcoin gets there, I'm gonna buy. But when it actually gets there, people are always like, oh shit, it's maybe fucking crashing right now. And you know, after the fact, people be like, ah shit, I wish I bought more. So. Don't try to be like that. But it's usually when you see, like, it doesn't happen a lot. But if you have a weekly candle on Bitcoin that goes down 25%, that doesn't happen a lot. But if it happens, I feel like, yeah, if you don't take that opportunity a little bit, right? Like, that's great. I would do it. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it for now. Altcoins, like, they are like, the Bitcoin dominance is sitting very low, so it would make sense. Like, I'm talking about this range for so long, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and now we're basically almost at the bottom side of the range again. It won't surprise me if we bounce here and go up, and that's not necessarily good for altcoins, but you know, it's a good reason for Bitcoin to make a good move up as well. So I would be careful with altcoins right now, although the total tree is looking like, yeah, it's sitting at its support, right? At tight support, by the way, tight support, because if these are the fake outs, right? That's a better way to draw the line also, by the way. But look at this tight support where it is all the time. We had one fake out and that was it. For the rest, we have all support, and now it's sitting exactly at that level, right? So it is a very strong level because we went way below it and now we are sitting exactly there. So with altcoins, I would be a little careful. It could go both ways, and way to the upside is a very big relief rally for altcoins. That's the exact same kind of relief rally that we have seen in the last months from June to August, right? We had some altcoins were up like 3-4x. Now we're sitting at these same levels again. And if we go up there again, if we bounce, yeah, we see some type of familiar relief rally. And it won't surprise me because Bitcoin then went to 25K. Now we made a lower low. But if we go somewhere around the region of here, like 23, 24, is definitely on the table if you ask me. But don't place all your bets on it. That's all I want to say. Don't place your bets on it. Watch out a little bit with that, because we can also still go way more down. That's what the market does. Like when everybody thinks like, okay, it's finally a little calm, maybe I can deploy a little bit, and then it takes you down. That's what the market does. Like, it will also not surprise me if we see 14K. Like I won't be surprised about anything anymore. So stay a little cautious, prepare a little bit for a bounce, I would say, but also prepare for the fact that it might come down further. Like, that's the most, like, that's not the advice you want. As far as I'm giving advice, but if I give advice, that's the best advice I could give. Like, just be patient, hold on, prepare for both cases. So that's it for now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow I'll be back with a video about the altcoins that I am buying to make a very decent passive income for myself, and to make sure that I always have an income stream in crypto. I think that's kind of interesting. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.